Hi guys, welcome to another Kamikaze creation video. Welcome back to the little Celica. On this build I'm trying to cover everything for you guys. Been doing a lot of work on the motor and I love working on the motor. That's really my passion, is doing motors. I like doing suspension, things like that as well, but motors is my real passion. That's where I like to be working. But sometimes you've got to do the stuff you don't want to do. And part of this car I haven't touched is the wiring, the engine bay, the interior, all that type of stuff. And I know there's other people out there doing these builds and probably don't know as much as I do. Some are going to know heaps more than I do. But anyway, this is building a resource for you guys. If you're going to do an RA Celica, just knowing about all of the bits and pieces. So today I'm going to have a look at the engine bay, have a look at the wiring harness, start to label it all up. I did this when I did my UC Tirana build. I actually built a new engine harness for it after I'd labelled it all up, pulled it all apart. I then got a wiring diagram and laid it out and worked it out, and then I built a wiring harness for it and put it back in. This one, a little bit more complex. There's a fair few more wires there, but again, I really want to get a wiring diagram for it, track those wires through, clean them up, and do it right when I put it back in. As far as the engine goes with engine management, it will be a brand new wiring harness. I've been doing heaps of research and I found the Haltech site absolutely brilliant. Down to all of the sensors I need. My old girl up there, I got it running. It's a carby. It's got no computer. It's pretty basic. Coil, plugs, pretty basic. This thing is going to be pretty advanced in comparison. The UC will get to be advanced when the supercharged kit is finally finished. It will get to be advanced. It is ECU run. It is fuel injected. It is supercharged. So it's very similar to this. It's just that all of that's been done for me. I'm doing this one myself and learning on the fly. And that's a part of my mission, is learning and sharing. That's why I'm building this channel. Anyway, I'm going to get into that engine bay. I'm going to label all the wires up. I'm going to strip them all out, find out where they come from, where they go to, and get it ready to go to the painters, because he's keen to get it. So hopefully I can get it to him in the next week or two, but I need to get in and do that work. There's heaps of engine parts coming for the car, and I bought this the other day. I'll talk more about that soon, but that's the new front-facing manifold tube. I'm getting the top end cut off the manifold, and I'm going to get this welded back on and make up a front-facing throttle body mount, and I bought a new throttle body as well. So things are happening with that engine, but I've got to get in and clean this engine bay up. Have a look at what I'm doing. I'm just starting to clean up the engine bay and work out where all the wires go and label them up so I can start to take them out and get the engine bay ready to go up to the painters. So this is the starting phase, labelling them all up, identifying what they are and starting to remove them. Here's a little bit of nastiness. It's been, get it in focus, really degraded. It's been a short at some time, I'd say, and that traces through to the main starter. I'm continuing with the clean out of the engine bay and all the wiring, and this connector over here, which is absolutely awesome, up inside this little panel is the main connector. I've taken that off and put it back on, but that's where this side, the passenger side wiring loom, connects into. Most of the other stuff is to lights and blinkers and things like that, and I've disconnected all those and just about to lift this side harness out. Again, this is the driver side body harness. This is the little plate that goes over it at the side of the guard there. Again, all the connectors are in there, and I've lifted out, if I step back here, I've lifted out all of the harness from in the front of the car to all the lights, and it's hanging out over here on the floor. So I'm just about to disconnect a lot of it and drop it out. So I'm sitting inside the engine bay at the moment and just going to attack these water lines. These go to the heater box inside and warm the car. So I'm just going to disconnect these off and tidy that side of it up as well. That main orange line down there is going to the battery, which is in the boot. So there you go, guys. She's not super pretty, but there's a lot of stuff out of the engine bay, and it's making it a lot easier for my painter to get in and tidy that engine bay up. So all the wiring looms out. Sitting down on the floor, labelled that all before I pulled it out. How much of it goes back in, I'm yet to see, but that's basically controlling all of the lights and the horn. There's a little bit of starter stuff in there, main power to alternator and starter motor, but we'll figure that out as we put it back together. The inside of the car is also reasonably grotty. I had a look at these seats today. I had an upholsterer come over and have a look at these seats because I've got all of the seats for it, but she identified that these mechanisms down here aren't standard. She's also got a Celica of her own, the hatch, and identified that these seats possibly could be out of a Toyota Crown or something like that, a bit later model. Notice the back seat's been modified. It's out the other side of my shed. But anyway, I'm going to get in and pull these seats out and clean the interior up. So not bad progress for the afternoon. She's looking a lot better than she was inside. I did find a little bit of rust over that side where the rear seat belt plugs in, but other than that, she looks pretty good. The floor pan all looks good and clean. Still got a few little wires in there. There's a main power wire running back with that battery wire. There's a whole heap of relays in the boot, so that's what that's running to, but she's all good. Looking pretty clean inside. Tidied up. Getting close to being ready to go to the painter. Engine bay reasonably well stripped out. Looking good either side. She definitely needs some new blinkers bought for her. Right, they're pretty ratty. Inside, this one may be okay, but inside this blinker, she'd all decayed and perished in there. There's a lot of white powder stuff in there, so we're looking for some new blinkers. The ones down in the bumper aren't too bad, but if I can buy a set of blinkers, it would be good and make it all that much better. There she is, guys, CupCake, getting ready to go to the painter. So guys, there we go. Definitely not glamorous, not shiny and pristine, not engines and horsepower, but it has to be done in a car build. It's one of those things you've got to get to and get done, and I've got that done now. There's a few little things I still want to do, probably pull that master cylinder out and the clutch master cylinder as well, the brake master cylinder, clutch master cylinder, pull them out. I might look at getting new ones, but if not, get them tidied up, and then we'll be able to really get into that engine bay and give it a good clean up. Not sure the colour I'm going to do the engine bay yet. I thought about leaving it black and making the engine be the focal point of it. The car is going to be an option of the jade green. I think I've talked about it in past videos, or a burnt orange. I found a few nice options in burnt orange, and I might, at the end of this video, I think I'll throw in a bit of a slide of a couple of options and see if I can get some feedback from you guys on what you think would look the best. Anyway guys, keep watching my videos, keep subscribing, keep commenting, loving it all. Bye for now.